Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Khairul Ismail bin Kamarudin. Now I want to explain our group member. First is me. This is Muhammad Khairul Ismail bin Kamarudin. 2019-836-426. And second is Muhammad Haikal Harid bin Rizwan. 2019-848-832. And lastly is Haidal Hazim bin Harun. 219-836 and 426. Okay. Our lecturer that taught us is Miss Kamsia binti
Muhammad Harid bin Rizwan.
Saya Haidal Hazim bin Harun. Today we going to conduct experiment of orifice coefficient.
The objective for this lab are to determine the coefficient of discharge for small orifice based on flow under constant and verifying heads. So let's go. Okay, for the apparatus for this lab are, first one we have volumetric tank, and we have overflow pipe, and this is sump tank, and this is inflow pipe, and this is head tank. We also have orifice, and lastly stopwatch.
Okay, first the procedure under constant head. Okay, first thing you need to do is measure the diameter for head tank. Second, you need to measure the diameter for orifice. The measurement for head tank is 140 mm and the diameter for orifice is 3 mm. Second, we need to adjust the screw under the head tank to make sure the water of the head tank is level. If the water are already level, we can proceed for the next procedure. Okay, third, we need to open the volumetric tank to make sure the water flow in the head tank. As the volumetric tank is on, we can see the water flow into the sump tank and go into the head tank. Next, we can measure the orifice by using beaker. Next, we can measure the orifice by using beaker to measure the water, and we use the stopwatch to get the flow rate. For the last step of the procedure, we need to repeat the process by using different heat of water level.
Okay, now I want to talk about data and calculation. Firstly, I want to talk about data they have given. Is first, diameter of orifice is 3 mm. Second is diameter of tank is 140 mm. Okay, the data have given about constant head experiment. Okay, the now is data about varying head experiment that have given. Okay, now I want to talk about calculation that have me and friends calculate. Okay, now I want to show about the table that we have made about constant head experiment. First, we must have a number of head. There is 5 head. Second row, we must have a orifice diameter in meter, not in millimeter. Head in meter, volume in L, volume they had given before this, time they had given before this, and volume that must in meter cube, Q and H power 1/2. Okay, the orifice diameter we just change millimeter to meter, so we get 0.003, and head we change the millimeter to meter, so we get from 400 to 0.4, 0.37, 0.34, 0.3, and 0.27. Volume we just take from the table before this. Table the data we get before this. Volume in L and times also we just put in the table. Okay, now we must make a volume meter cube. We just change the volume of L to volume to meter cube. So we get from the 0.93 to 9.3 10 power negative 4. 9.0 10 power of 10 power negative 4, 8.6 times 10 power negative 4, 8 times 10 power negative 4, 7.8 times 10 power negative 4. Q, okay, this is Q. Q is V times area. So we get 6.575 times 10 power negative 9, 6.363 times 10 power negative 4, 6.08 times 10 power negative 9, 5.856 times 10 power negative 9, 5.515 times 10 power negative 9. H we just take from head in meter times power 1 over 2. So we get 0.632, 0.608, 0.536, 0.548, and lastly 0.52. Okay, this is area. Our area is pi d power 2 over 4. So we get 7.07 times 10 power negative 6. D is diameter of orifice and orifice diameter. Okay, Q. Our Q is V times A. So this is our V. We take the from table times with area that we calculate this. So we get this one. Okay. Now I want to talk about the very head experiment table. First, we must have number of head, orifice diameter, and head, square root h, and time. So diameter same because the diameter given is 300. We just change millimeter to meter, so we get 0.003. Okay, head, first head 0.4, then I keep 0.363, 0.384, 0.374, 0.372, 0.363 until 0.317. We just square root all the head. So we get first 0.632, 0.627 until 0.563 for 0.317. Okay, the times we take from the table data table have given from 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, and 70. Okay, after we get the data, the table calculation, we must plot the graph about first Q actual versus H power 1 over 2. Okay, this is H power 1 over 2. From this we had 0.632, 0.608, 0.583, 0.548, and 0.52. Okay, the Q actual we just take from this one. Okay, this one Q and H. So we plot the graph about this. Okay. Next, after we plot the graph, we must find the gradient of the slope. The gradient of slope is we just take the this and this one, then divide this one minus this one. So we get 8.83 times 10 power negative 6. Then after we make the constant head, we must plot the graph about varying head constant. It's square root h versus t. Okay, this is our t in the table also same. We just plot and put it in the graph, and this is our square root h. Okay, last but not least, we must find the discharge coefficient from the graph about the two data. First is constant head and varying head. CD is volume flow rate per area orifice times square root 2 GH. So we just put in all of this. So we get 0.264 for constant head. And varying head, we must take 5 as T and 2 time area of orifice and square root h1 minus square root h2 CD A square root 2G. So we get CD 2.305 times 10 power negative 7.
For this discussion is from the experiment, we have determined the coefficient of discharge for a small orifice based on flow under constant and verifying heads. Okay, the data for under constant head experiment is 0.264 meter, and for varying heads experiment the data is 2.305 times 10 negative 7 meter. Okay, the conclusion. From the experiment, we have achieved determination of coefficient of discharge for a small orifice based on flow under constant and varying heads. The discharge coefficient for an orifice flow meter was determined as a function of Reynolds number when the flow was restricted by an orifice plate.
Okay, our motivation word is you can achieve your goal just by finding a path of making your own path. Thanks for me and our friends. Assalamualaikum.